Sagittarius. This is your July forecast with the Tarot and what you can come to expect here in the next coming weeks. So I'm feeling that you are at a stage, Sagittarius, right now is where you're between the past and the future, and you could say that we always are at any given point in time, which is very true. We always have the past right here and the future right there. But in this sense, it's more a conclusion of something where you now can start turning your back towards what you have been doing in order now to start grasping for the new. So there's new vision coming in, and it might even come to you a little unexpectedly or out of the blue with one of those feelings of, oh my God, here we go. So there might just be a big light bulb going off, and it could be a project, it could be something now that becomes presented to you. But whatever it is, it's really shunting you towards the future. Not saying that you might be able to start it off right away, especially if it is a concept or an idea that's coming to you. You may not be able to start right away, but what it's going to do is align you with where you're wanting to head from now and here on towards a new horizon. So that should be pretty exciting because I see how it's stirring up all your creative juices and whatnot. Be smart to hang on to the security, though, that you do have and have established thus far. Now, though, it's not like saying throw everything of the old to the winds, because you don't want to chance it that way, but do pay attention to whatever opportunity or whatever bright idea that you might have as far as your path, because in the long term, this could come to pay off for you. You could even have this working with a partner or your significant other. I feel that there's more than just you being involved in this, because I can see how maybe even in a group situation that this can hold a lot of strength. And sometimes, there's more strength in numbers of people. Other times, yes, it is good to fly solo with what you do. But in this particular situation, I feel it's strong in the sense of working with a partner to get it out to groups. There's definitely also money here that could, down the road, behoove you. I'm seeing here that when we're talking about money, that I won't say that you're feeling tight, Sagittarius, because some of you are doing really, really, really well. And we know that. Some of you are still in this motion of reinventing yourself, right? In that stage of transformation and really finding your signature power. And I think that's what this is all about. Finding that signature power, trusting it, having faith and believing in yourself that you're cut out to do this. I feel in many ways it really has to do with you finding your mission in life, what you have come and are meant to do. That is when you're going to find success. Because if we're just focusing on survival, well, then that is what we are going to experience, survival level. But when you do find your mission, that's when the magical doors will open up. And so I can see that quite a few of you are now starting to go through those swing doors. And once you do, talk about magic, because here's one thing after the other that might start now puttering up to the surface. Short trip coming up. It may not be, far. It could just be a day trip or a road trip. Just getting out of town for maybe just even a few hours can prove very healing. It's all about breaking the routine, getting out of the old routine. And if you don't do this every once in a while, it's easy to get stuck in a rut, because if we see the same thing every single day and we see the same old walls, well, then our thoughts, our creative thoughts, will just bounce off the wall and back, and we don't get any further. We don't get anywhere. It's when we're out and about, when we travel, get out of the house, allow our higher mind to look at those horizons when we're out and about driving. This is when your mind can really launch itself free. And this is where you could be channeling or downloading all these creative thoughts. So for you especially, Sagittarius, I would say more than for most people, for you, it is very important to get on the road every once in a while, because that's where you're going to shoot the golden bird in your mind. Home and family life is looking really good. There's a lot of joy, there's a lot of love, there's a lot of security. There might be something new coming into the home here this month, and it could be coming to you through a female, either a present or something just being gifted to you. Then I'm feeling too there is a conclusion of something here, and it might just have to do in the work arena. A male. This male seems to be a little bit, I won't say necessarily controlling, but it could be. Maybe he could be a little critical or just wanting to micromanage. And of course, you, Sagittarius, that love to be independent because you are a highly independent soul, it's difficult to have somebody constantly picking, nitpicking. And so there might have been an issue or could still be an issue with this male at work. Thing is, though, you just want to rise above and be the taller person and recognize that it's not really you, it's this person. This is how this person rolls. It's in his genetic makeup. And so, as long as you don't take it personally, then it won't annoy you either. Now, if there's truth to anything that he says, well, then lo and behold, then it's time to change it. Of course, we want to take constructive criticism so that we can grow. But if you're feeling it's just nitpick for the sake of it, well, then do know that it's not just you being picked on, because this person, I see, it's what makes him roll. So he will pretty much act that way with everybody else, and that's why you don't really have to take it personally. So when you rise above and let it go, whatever this annoyance can be, it will liberate you, so it won't really affect you in that same way. There's more money in the sense of putting aside. So it might be you and your partner both here putting aside some money and seeing that it's starting to show. There's growth here. And what that is doing, it's really just making you both feel quite successful. There's also that feeling of luxury, like, wow, look at this grow. Even as little as it may be, as long as it's still growing the pot, it is really expanding the urge and the need and the want and the joy of saving and putting aside even more. So that's a great insight this month. You will also be contacted from a male. This is not within the day-to-day job that you hold today, Sagittarius. It looks like it could be a male outside of all that, but he is presenting something that can indicate new beginnings. Maybe he wants you to be a part of something. And so maybe it's a second job that could be offered, or at least get you all excited about future potentials here. And I don't really see that it has to do with you changing your day job, because that seems to be good. It seems to be solid, seems to be secure. So you're moving ahead in your career. But this, whatever this extra is, really holds a potential that, yes, it could mount to a second job, maybe down the road even put you on a course to a new career. But that shift is still ahead of you. Right now, it just seems like it's the planting of seeds, okay? So it's in its birth stage. So at least it's worth checking it out. Do your research, see where this can go, allow it to grow with you in that case. And elsewise, it just looks like it could be a good, relatively nice month here to share time with your friends or also family. I see some get-togethers here that just seem to be very beautiful and happy. There could be news too coming from a family member that has to do with something new, opening up doors for them. Okay, so there is you being supportive of it, and you're happy for them. And then it's just now for you to look at, where have you gone? What have you accomplished the first 6 months of this year? And I see you looking at it, and you're pretty much happy with what you have done, Sagittarius, due to the circumstances. And God knows, astrologically, we did have a lot of retrogrades, so it may not have carried the speed of what you wanted initially, but you still plunged through, and you've still been true to what it is you want to do. And with that in mind, I feel that you're pretty happy with yourself. And I could just say that whatever you put down in your foundation in these first 6 months what we're looking at now for the rest of 2016 is how these bricks in the foundation is going to start expanding upon you and picking up speed. So now we're looking at the fun ride in the months to come. So stay tuned and we'll check out what August will hold for you. So in the meanwhile, enjoy this month. Have a wonderful vacation if you're going to be out and about.